Okay, we're going to do distributing, I should have said distributive property, but distributing negative numbers. So this is distributive property again, and we have a negative term in front of the first brackets. And technically we have another negative term in front of these brackets. We'll get to the second part, or this part here, in a moment. We'll do this section first, and then we'll go on to talk about this, because there's a couple ways you can look at this. In the first one, we have negative 3, and you have to multiply it by both of the terms inside the bracket. So it's essentially just multiplying.
Negative 3x.
Yeah, that's right. So the very first one's going to be negative 3x, and what's negative 3 times positive 3?
Negative 6? I don't know.
Negative 9.
Yeah, that's right. You just added. That's okay. So negative 3x minus 9. Okay? And then the second part, okay, now this is where it gets a little confusing. There's two ways you can think of it. One trick a lot of people use is anytime there's a negative in front of a bracket like this, they just tell you to flip the operations of both of them. So in other words, if I were to flip them, I'd have x minus 4, and then that's it. Okay? But technically what this really reads is a negative 1 is in front of the bracket. And what you're doing is you're distributing negative 1 to both these terms. Okay? So I'll write my equal sign in here. So I'll leave the part in red. Think of it like it's frozen. We've already done that part, so we don't need to do anything else with that. We'll leave that in the front. So we're distributing negative 1. Well, negative 1 times negative x will actually be positive x. Yeah. And negative 1 times positive 4 will be negative 4, which is technically the opposites of both of these, right? That was our x minus 4. That's exactly what we got down there. So whichever way is easiest for you when there's not a number there, either flip all the terms inside or distribute a negative 1. They're both technically correct, okay? I'm going to change it all to black again so it's a lot simpler to look at. So we have negative 3x minus 9 plus x minus 4. So now we have to collect like terms. What would be like terms here?
The x's.
Yeah, so negative 3x and positive x.
And then the numbers that are whole.
Yeah, and 4. So let's do the blue first. What would negative 3 plus x be? Do you know?
Negative 4x.
Think of it like this, negative 3 plus 1. If you got to get a calculator, give it a try.
Negative 2.
Yeah, that's right, negative 2. So in other words, it's negative 2x. And our green one here is negative 9 minus 4. So that's going backwards, so that's actually negative 13. Okay? And that would be your simple answer. I'll write it in black.
Simple?
Well, simplified answer.
Because normally we do it doing everything on the calculator.
Yeah, and if you're used to doing it that way, just do it that way. Lots of practice makes you very good at integers, though. Okay? So that's it. That's the distributive property when you're using negative terms. Thank you, Trixie.
So things get flipped.